So there's something in my notes on your book
Mm-hmm.
about when you were a teenager, peace with a
Mm-hmm.
capital P on the
Yeah.
post office steps. What was
Yeah.
that happening? That happened on the post office steps.
Well, I'll have to tell a bit of a story. So this had to do with my father was an alcoholic, and this was one of those days where he came back home drunk, basically, after a long break from drinking, where I kind of hoped that he was done, but he wasn't, and I was just completely distraught by that because I was really invested in like reading all the books about alcohol addiction and trying to be supportive and all of that.
Hmm.
And I just remember just being really, really distraught. And there was just like turmoil at home, and I stepped out of the house and basically was walking down the street and met a friend, and the conversation with him was like really, really impactful because he told me that I just can't control this situation and I have to look after myself. And for someone still very young, this was there was more said, but like those were like real words of wisdom that really stayed with me. And as I was coming back home, I was walking back, something basically happened where all of a sudden I just saw my entire family as completely innocent. My mother, my father, my sister, and whatever we were all doing, we were not doing it on purpose, and that it was sort of a result of some kind of learned conditioning. Obviously, I wouldn't use those words at the time, but I kind of see it that way now. And this was, well, incredibly impactful. For one, because all of a sudden there was a burden of some kind that lifted because I blamed my father for drinking. I still thought that if he really cared about us, he would have stopped, but he didn't. And so it's hard for me to remember like the details, but the reason why it was impactful is because all of a sudden, um, I saw that inherent innocence of all of us, really. And then, yeah, some kind of a burden that came with that lifted. And any kind of sense of victimhood also dropped in that moment. And there was what I can describe my first glimpse of peace with capital P, which was a kind of peace that's unconditional and sort of unaffected by anything that goes on either in my head or in my life.